So a while back I started this project to work on some personal skills that had degraded after years of living in the Deep South and not working in media. I wanted to improve my on-camera and my public speaking skills. So what have I determined after several weeks of recording videos and listening back to them? I've discovered the following issues. Number one, too much Southern exposure. I spent entirely too much time living in the Deep South over the years and not working in media, and the result of that was picking up a horrible Southern accent, which absolutely must go. That takes work to get rid of. If you pick up that bad habit, it's really hard to get rid of. But I've noticed problems such as holding the long vowel sounds too much, mixing up the short I and E sounds, which actually are not alike, and just a host of issues with sounding too Southern, and that is not acceptable if you want to be a good public speaker in almost any part of the country. You know, one who could be well listened to and well received in different parts of the country. You can't have a heavy Southern accent. And that Southern accent that I picked up years of living in Alabama, that has to change, and that's going to take work to clear that up. So that's something that definitely has to improve. Another issue, I don't know if it's really an issue or not, is precise timing just doesn't seem to be my thing. I'm not that good at preparing a presentation that's going to last exactly 5 minutes, exactly 10 minutes, exactly 15 minutes. That takes a lot of effort, and I've never quite gotten there. I've done a lot in the neighborhood of 15 minutes, but getting timing exactly right, I'm not sure if I'll ever master that again. So that's something that definitely needs some work. I tend to use this phrase, and things like that, far too much. It could be worse. Could be saying, and things of that nature, which sounds even worse. But when you say, and things like that, and repeat it over and over again, that just means you've run out of words and you're trying to fill in space. So that definitely has to change. Another thing that I've noticed is that my speeches and presentations tend to be too repetitive, or rather repetitive anyway. Is that a bad thing? I'm not entirely sure, because you do have to emphasize things a lot in order to get your point across sometimes. The repetition, when I listen back to it, tends to bother me a little bit. I don't know whether it bothers other people or not, but it's something to be aware of, that I can tend to repeat myself several times in a single presentation. I think that's mostly just an effort to get my point across, but it's something that needs watching. So things that have to improve. The Southern accent that I acquired must be fixed, and that's going to take some effort. You do have to watch out for that, because if you're talking about a subject that you're enthusiastic about and you've fallen into bad habits over the years, it's too easy to let that bad habit just sort of take over. So the Southernisms have to work. The use of the phrase, and things like that, has to change. That needs to be cut back. The long vowel sounds are going to have to be shorter. The short I and the short E sounds can't be mixed up, as they often are in the South. So yes, I've listened to these presentations and I've heard some issues. I've seen some issues. And if you ever want to know what you really sound like, record it and listen to it, or better yet, videotape it or video record it and watch it back, because the camera does not lie about those things. So I've learned some things that I need to improve, and I'm going to work on those, and hopefully we'll get a lot better. That's the goal anyway. So that's where things stand with Paul's personal improvement project. Thanks, and have a great day.